Hello? Hello? Hello, hello, hello. Ooh, okay. Hi. Hi, everyone. Hi. Hello. So, let me see if the chat is working. Yeah, okay. I was doing some last minute adjustments because if you don't know, I record these and then upload them to my YouTube just to have them, for posterity. And I clicked start recording, and my program was like, oh no, we're not doing that, which is odd because that has never happened before. But I worked it all out, hopefully. Maybe this is gonna be one of those secret live streams that if you caught it, you caught it, and if you didn't, it's lost forever. I have two of those. I just stored until I have the guts to go through and see if there's anything that's salvageable. That's a word, right? Yeah. So, hello. How's everyone doing? I hope you're having a good time. A good evening for me. For you, you know, can't really say. Oh, I was thinking about wearing these. I found these gloves from I think it was from my graduation or from something else. Basically, one of those like long silk. I don't know if it's silk, but like a satin gloves. And I was thinking of wearing that. I was thinking the only issue would be, uh, using the trackpad on my computer, but that's why I got a mouse. Ha ha ha. And I wouldn't be able to use my phone, but then maybe I'm thinking things. Very dangerous thing. I'm having thoughts. Uh, but yeah, that might be a surprise for another day. Ooh. Honestly, with the gloves, and if I ever do get that fancy Kentucky Derby hat that I want, I could be like a fancy streamer. First of all, I find it funny that I could be a streamer because I'm not. Hello, if you're watching this. Funny. It's funny that you're watching this. Uh, but it would be cute if I was just like pretending to be a lady, for views. That's what people do, pretend to do stuff for views. I have to check in. Okay, my bitrate is fine. My connection is excellent. All right. I have to keep an eye. I have to monitor stuff because I'm a responsible streamer, of course. I feel like the moment I say that, everything's gonna just poop out. Ah, I was correct. It's pooping out. I think I'm still visible, at least. Okay. Come on. All right. Oh, wow. At least it's not at zero, you know? Could be worse. We could be at zero. The second, okay, I'm gonna close that. Let's see if that's. This is the most amazing stream ever. It's just me staring at a computer being like, why won't you work? Well, it was working a second ago. All right, that should be stabilizing. Okay, so I wasn't here last week because I'm gonna be honest, I fell asleep. But as you can see, I'm back in the regular room. Uh, yeah, no, last time I was in a different room, and there was a whole reason for that. I was in another country actually, and there was a whole reason for that, but it's not the kind of thing that I would talk about here. If you want to know, no, you don't. All right, let's look into the little notebook and see what we have to talk about. Oh, okay. I have the classic for today. I have the little notebook stuff, and then I have some videos that I highly recommend. Um, uh, yeah, there's some stuff that is not here. I love looking at what I wrote because I still have to decipher what I meant. Some things, uh, some things make sense and some things do not. Okay, so first thing that I wrote down, I went to see the new Thor movie. Uh, I really liked Ragnarok, and so I was looking forward to seeing what they were gonna do with this character. And oh, this is, am I gonna spoil stuff? Lightly, light spoilers, like a sprinkling of spoilers. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but so I I prefer Ragnarok. I like the theme that they were going with for this one, but I think that it could have been handled better, I guess. I don't know. Uh, I said something to my brother, who says hi, by the way. My sweet little brother says hi to everyone on stream. I told him that I thought that they did Jane Foster very dirty, and he didn't necessarily agree. But for me, it was just, I don't know, it felt like they were selling the movie as like, ooh, Jane Foster is Mighty Thor, and it's gonna be cool and amazing and awesome. And then she, like, she was Mighty Thor. Like that's correct. She was there. But uh I don't know. She felt very, I don't know. I was gonna say secondary to the plot, but no, the plot kind of gave her a lot of room to do stuff. I don't know. I feel like we could have had more time with her. Uh, being like a cool superhero stuff. Uh, what else? Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, I like how they introduced the villain, by the way. If you go see the movie, which I'm not gonna say whether I recommend it or not, that's, I think that's irrelevant. I think that if you want to watch the new Thor movie, you can go watch the new Thor movie, and if you don't want to watch it, you don't have to. Uh, I think that. you have the power to decide whether you want to watch the new Thor movie or not. It's not even that new anymore, but I am okay with having watched it once, and if it's on, I might not change the channel. I talk as if I watch TV, but I wouldn't pay to watch it again. Yeah, I feel like that's okay. I paid to watch it once. I wouldn't pay to watch it again, but if it's on, and I'll watch it. To be fair, I'm not a big Marvel person. Uh, some people might disagree with that because I own, I think, two like commemorative cups from the premieres of movies, of the Marvel movies. But I feel like that speaks more to my enjoyment of premieres than it does my enjoyment of Marvel. Oh, they also did this thing years ago, when it was the 10th anniversary of Marvel Studios, where they were showing all the movies in order. And you just bought a pass and you could go into whichever one you wanted. And I went to that. I had a great time. That was also the time that I slammed my finger with a car door, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm still gonna go to the movies, which was definitely a choice. A choice, the choices you make when you want to watch a movie. Oh yeah, my experience of watching this movie was also not ideal because to my right, there was a family, and the young child was very excited about a bunch of things and kept shouting about stuff. And I'm going to be honest with you, I did not care about that. I love when little kids are excited about a movie they're watching. Um, and he was the only one doing that. If it was a bunch of children, I would have been fine with it. But on my right, did I say left or right? Do I know which way is which? This is left. Maybe that's right for you, but that's left for me. Okay. And on this side, there were two teenagers making out the whole movie. And listen, I'm not a, I don't consider myself a prude, but also, you know, could we not? Could we not? I'm sorry, I was looking at more stuff to see if I can stabilize the stream. I feel like a sci-fi person being like, stabilize the streams. But yeah, and they were making out the whole time in a very loud way. And like I said, I don't consider myself a prude, but why? 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 Uh, okay, I have to see. Let's see if this helps. Okay, I think we're stabilizing. Nope. I didn't do anything different, I swear. Uh, But yeah, I do not like when I go to the movies and there's just teenagers making out so loudly that it interrupts my viewing experience. That is that is my hot take for the evening. Uh, oh yeah, I also let me put I bought this book both because it looks very nice and because it seemed interesting. And it's called Sister Outsider by Audre Lorde. And she speaks about very interesting things. It's a series of like uh, feminist essays and letters and stuff like that, which very interesting. I love that. And the first one that is here is letters, notes from a trip to Russia. And she writes in a manner that feels very uh, friendly and accessible. It seems like you're having a conversation with a friend, not just reading someone else's writing. And she speaks of things that I have experienced before that there's really no words for. She's she spoke about how while she was in Russia, this was the first time that she had been to Russia, but there were certain moments and certain views that made her feel like she was back home in Manhattan, not Manhattan, in New York. And I've felt that before, just being in an unknown place and seeing a one little thing that kind of brings home back to you. And it's very interesting. I recommend it. Oh, she also starts with this anecdote. It's not an anecdote. She just says like, let me see if I can see it. Once again, fascinating stream. Since I've returned from Russia a few weeks ago, I've been dreaming a lot. At first, I dreamt about Moscow every night. I don't know. Uh, my dreams don't come every night anymore, but it seems as if they've gotten deeper and deeper, so that I awake not really knowing any of the content of them, but only knowing that I've just dreamt about Russia again. I don't know, and that sentence really captured something within me, because I'm I'm a person that has very vivid dreams, but I don't. Sometimes I remember them and sometimes I don't, but I understand that feeling of waking up and knowing, oh, I was dreaming about this thing, and not necessarily knowing what the dream was about. But yeah, it's been an interesting read so far. I'm very bad at reading. I'm not dyslexic or anything, but uh, I don't know. When I was younger, I used to devour books, and then I got older and I kind of lost that. The last full book that I read was a visual novel, part two of the American Gods series, published by Dark Horse. It's visually stunning, but I was able to absorb the story through that. All right, what else? Oh, yeah. So, because of the circumstances of my trip abroad, my mom kept dropping things. That sounds so ominous, but we're gonna go with that. Yeah, my mom kept dropping things, and I had to explain to her because I started laughing. That's that's how sometimes conversations with my mom will go. She'll do something or say something, and I'll start laughing, and then I'll have to go back to what originally made me laugh. Because it's usually nothing that she did or said or anything. It's just in my mind, I connected two dots, and the two dots are funny. And then I have to explain the whole idea from the beginning. So she kept dropping things, and I wanted to explain, well, I did. I explained to her like the phrase limp wristed, and you know, eh. And I had to explain like, yeah, that's a way of calling someone gay, and your wrists are very limp, so you keep dropping stuff. Mom, you're acting very gay. We had a little chuckle. What else? Ooh, I decided to do a little drawing, which I haven't done in a while. These are all my notes from last week, by the way. This is what you would have missed. Well, no, what you missed from last week's stream. I drew a couple things. They're here, they're in my notebook. You're not allowed to see them. I'm not very good at drawing, even though I went to art school, but that doesn't stop drawing from being fun. I enjoy drawing. I'm just not good at it. And I think that's okay. Sometimes you just do things because you enjoy doing them, not because you're necessarily that good at them. Which was nice. Ooh, I'm sure I talked about this in my last stream. Yeah. So I enjoyed going to Starbucks for a while when I was uh away, because we don't have Starbucks here. And it's so nice because someone wrote like good afternoon, like have a good afternoon in my cup one time, and I took a picture of it. And you know, people say like, "Oh, it's the little things in life," and I'm just like, "Yeah, I agree. Sometimes someone writes in your cup, 'Have a good afternoon,' and it just makes your day." Yeah. So moving on. Next, yeah, subject. So, while I was there, uh, I my I I wasn't allowed to leave a lot. So ominous. What? Anyway, that's what I'm going with. That's what I'm saying. So I wasn't allowed to leave for any amount of time, any long amount of time. So my biggest activity was uh going to the supermarket. And the thing about the supermarket was that we couldn't buy ingredients to make food because the oven didn't work and only one of the stovetops worked. So it was a lot of food that was already made or a lot of frozen food. And the problem with that was that on one supermarket, they sold like already made stuff, and in the other one, they sold frozen stuff. I don't know why this was this way. I wish it wasn't. I wish I could go to one supermarket and just get all the stuff that I need there. But you know, I got to be outdoors for a little while. I got to run free. So that was nice. Uh, okay. Something I noticed about the apartment that we were staying with, that we were staying at, was that uh, there were nail polish marks all around the apartment, and I don't paint my nails. I don't, that's not something that I enjoy. But uh, I find it very cute when, you know, you go around and you can see marks of like people have been here, people have used these things, people exist and they use stuff. Like for example, in my house, our fridge, we have a white fridge and it has the marks of my mom's nail polish on the door. And I find that so endearing. And they were everywhere in the apartment. They were on the walls, mostly on the walls. But yeah, it was very cute to find. All right, what else? Ooh, so I went to this bookstore that was very interesting because they had new books. Of course, it's a bookstore. They had new books, but they also had like a series, like a section of used books. And it was fascinating because I could tell that, you know, of course, the used books were donated by people. And it just was fascinating to look at the selection that they had because they had a lot of books about social media, which I found interesting because all those books, I had to buy like a marketing book for college, and all those books are completely irrelevant from year to year. Like if you buy one this year, it's going to be irrelevant next year because the market moves so quickly. Social media is just insane at the pace that it moves. So it was very interesting. Also because you kind of get an idea of the kind of person that would buy those books. There was also a lot of law books, which was interesting. I found a copy of the D&D handbook, but it was, and I would have bought it, but it was missing a lot of pages. So, not for me, I guess. And uh, a lot of romance novels, which were all secondhand. And that's the thing. Okay, so the whole bookstore was in the native language of the country that I went to, but most of the ooh, changing pen, but most of the used books were in English. So I'm just like, who is this person? Maybe it's more than one person, but I like to imagine it's just one person donated a bunch of books. And it's just like, yeah, sure, throw it in. No, I actually have to get that. All right. So, oh yeah. So while I was there too, we had a couple of like very cold days, which is kind of weird. Like not too weird. I'm gonna admit, like I'm in the southern hemisphere. It's winter here, but it doesn't usually get that cold. Like I'm good with this. Uh, I actually have the AC on now because it got too hot for me. But yeah, no, we had a couple days where it was very hot, very cold. Okay, and then the last story from my little notebook is uh after a week of being indoors, we went to a burger place, and I started every conversation over there with the phrase, "Hey, I'm very well," in the native language there. I said, "Hey, I'm sorry, I don't speak the language." And the conversation would go on from there with the knowledge of, "Hi, I'm an idiot." Um, but we went to this burger place and I did the regular thing, and we got our burgers, we sat down to eat, and as we were eating, suddenly from the kitchen, dude starts barking. And I look alarmed. I'm not alarmed. I'm just like, why is this a thing that has happened? Uh, it was funny. At least something happened, you know? But yeah, so a guy barked, and the guy that I had actually talked to starts laughing, and then he looks at me being scandalized because there's a guy barking at the burger place and starts laughing harder. So at least he had a fun time, you know? Uh, oh, I didn't set up my thing. I'm sorry, I'm trying to. Don't you love when things don't work at all? I'm setting it up. I have not forgotten about you guys. All right, that'll have to do. Hello. So, uh, I have a couple videos, I have a bunch, you just can't see. A bunch of videos to share with you tonight. Oh, I'm a dummy. Wait. All right. So, first one is by Yara Said. I'm gonna say I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but it's very interesting. It's about the catharsis of body horror, and I think it's a good video. I recommend it. So that's the thing. I feel comfortable recommending videos and stuff. I do not feel comfortable recommending movies or stuff. So, uh, it's interesting because it reminded me a lot of that song. Let me see. That's the body horror song. That's about, it's just like, I'm so sorry that you have to have a body. Because, yeah, having a body kind of sucks. But yeah, no, it's an interesting video. Highly recommend. Moving on. Oh, I can just play this one. This is like a minute 20. This friend who is working on their thesis by Kaitlyn Riley. I'm so bad at pronouncing stuff. I should not pronounce things anymore.
Hold on, when is your party? Oh, no, no, no. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I cannot attend. No, no, no. I cannot attend. I cannot attend. No, I'm working on my thesis right now. Rebecca, I've told you a million times that I'm working on my thesis, but you seem to be forgetting because a lot of people here are not interested in academia. Right, no, it's the culmination of my entire career in academia. It's incredibly important. I have been working tirelessly and vigorously on my thesis, and this is just for the whole table. Here, ladies, if you invite me to anything within the next however long theses take, I will have to politely decline the invitation. I'm so sorry, I cannot attend your party. No.
Yeah, I love her character work. She does very funny things, and both she communicates something that seems both like, I've never had a friend who's working on their theses. I don't, I don't, I don't move with that kind of people. But uh, yeah, this seems kind of accurate to some people. I don't know. It's funny. I like it. Moving on. Ooh, okay. So this is Nick Spears, and it is hard to recommend stuff from her because um, she does a lot of disturbing stuff, like disturbing movies and stuff like that. And ooh, sorry. How do you go about recommending a video that just talks about disturbing shit? But this one was very interesting because it's documentaries, like top 10 disturbing documentaries. Wow, I cannot talk. Anyway, and this one seemed interesting because, documentaries kind of have to have a certain level of, reality to them. So it can't just be like the typical disturbing movie or other kind of stuff because it has to at least have a foot in reality. So this is an interesting list. Of course, it's subjective. My enjoyment of the video and the list within the video is entirely subjective, but uh, I very much trust her judgment because I've seen the kind of stuff that she subjects herself to. So, you know, I trust her judgment. Next video. Okay, the king. The return of the king. So this is obviously MikeSmite. And he finally published the second part of the Glee recap, which when was part one? We're gonna go in here and see when part one was. It was 3 months ago, and this one's like 13 days ago. So yeah, we've been waiting for the for the second part, and he changed the system. Okay, I'm gonna talk a bit about the video. So in the first video, he had a system where underneath the picture of a character, he would list stuff as if it were singles in like CD boxes. of just like not interesting, like stuff that they had done that was either very good or very bad. And he completely changed that for the part two. And I think it really worked for what he was going for. Uh, so yeah, no, well, watch the first part first. Uh, but yeah, then watch part two. It delivers on the expectation of part one. Okay, next video. Ooh, okay. Uh, I know that I start every thing by going like, ooh, but I'm rediscovering these videos as I'm showing them to you. And what can I say? I have good taste. So, first of all, I love this channel, Easies. That's way too many Z's, in my opinion. I love her makeup. She always does very cool stuff with her makeup, which, I'm envious of. Uh, but this was an interesting video because it's the weird world of Mary Sue's. And I remember being on the internet where like uh people were talking about like what is and isn't a Mary Sue, like what counts, and how that was kind of just used against female characters in general. Uh but she does a good job of just documenting the whole history of both the term and like the positives and the negatives and how it was used and blah blah blah. She does a better job of explaining. If you don't know what a Mary Sue is, this is also a great video. The great video to start with. Ooh. Okay. This is of course the famous Chris Fleming. Uh and he's doing an incredible monologue in the middle of some grass. And I'm gonna see if the first few seconds are a good tone setter for what this video is like.
When I was
Okay, so sorry. The video is called Winston Churchill's Romper.
when I was in the UK, I went to the Winston Churchill Museum, and I love propaganda, but something didn't sit right with me. They were like, Winston Churchill single-handedly won World War II. Okay, I can get behind that. Winston Churchill was the greatest man who ever lived. Okay, I don't know, yeah, sure. But where I had to put my foot down was when they claimed that Winston Churchill invented the romper.
That's it.
It's just greedy. And they had this giant maroon velvet monstrosity in this glass tank. And there was a picture of Winston wearing it all proud, strutting around, looking like Grimace after he spent the day with Tan France. Just all like he can't wait for the McDonald's gang to show up so we can show them his new patio that Bobby Burke's been working on. And look.
Okay, that's it. I'm not gonna play the rest of the video because go watch the video. But honestly, the phrase, the idea that's like, I'm cool with propaganda, but something didn't sit right, very American, but also, very Chris Fleming. Next one. Ooh, okay. Ooh! Everything is a fucking ooh with me. So, this is from Watcher.
She was either doing
Okay. And this is uh their new show, which is pretty historic, which is interesting. I think it fits well with their other shows, but it's still getting its footing, kind of. And I think that okay, I'm linking it in chat, but I think that uh, they would benefit from uh, having a bit more history to it. I don't know. I like this episode. I like learning a bit about uh, Mary, Queen of Queen of Scots. I think that that was interesting, but I think that if they got into the history a bit more, I would love that. You know. And I also love this little pool. It's filled with wine. I'm a fan. If I had that kind of money, I absolutely would try this at least once. But it would have to be in like a summer stay because they seem to be a little chilly. Anyway, next video. Of course. So I love this man so much. But the reason why this video is here is because everyone went a little nuts because, okay, the video is Dan's Gay Crushes Ultimate Tier List. This is still part of the stand-up, not stand-up, but like the comedy thing that he did uh, a while back. And they, some people went a little bit insane because he included uh, this guy, Wilbur Soot. If you don't know who he is, uh, he's a Minecraft. I call them Minecraft kids because they're most of them are younger than me and they're all doing Minecraft. So the Minecraft kids. Uh, he's part of the Dream SMP. If you know what that means. Uh, he also does music. I feel like that's a more unifying thing. Like you might not know Minecraft, you might not know the Dream SMP, but you can know music. Music is a thing that people know. So, uh, everyone kind of lost their shit a little bit because of his inclusion in this. But when you actually watch the clip, it's just him going, yeah, I've been compared to these guys all the time. And, you know, consider them like that question of, would you fuck your clone? And he said, okay, the first one is just a guy who's his friend, so like that's whatever. I the Pringles guy. You can see the Pringles guy here. Okay, I'm gonna unmute this.
Anthony Padilla sat right there. Hi, Anthony. This is not weird. This is not about you. This is about me. Okay, so this is not weird. We're being objective. Let's think about it. Right, talented, successful. Yeah, but like Anthony, he does exercise. What the fuck? Also, we have the same hair, and instead of desperately trying to cover it up, he's embraced the curls and has done something with it successfully. So, Anthony's basically just...
Imagine being just this guy's friend. Like he had to know in advance. He had to tell him. But just being Dan's friend and being in the audience of this little show he's doing, and then just your face showing up in the list of his gay crushes, and I'm just like, that'd be the weirdest way to ask someone out. All I can think of is like they're not gonna nothing's gonna happen, but also a weird thing to do. I would say. This is not, okay.
Y'all motherfuckers are trying to drag me into some mess right now. You're trying to get me killed in the streets? Okay, no. I'm just doing this because people said, we kind of looked similar. Look, we all have bad weeks, okay? If he pushed me up against a wall and said he'd break my hand, I'd be like, okay, Liam, okay.
He's a horny motherfucker. That's my comment on that one.
You can break my other hand and my leg, and I'm okay with that. But it's kind of okay, we'll detail move on. Right, Wilbur Search, okay.
Okay, you see, people are screaming because people are weird.
Yeah, very popular right now. Got the whole Minecraft thing going. Also music, very talented. But are we compatible? I don't play Minecraft, and that's like 90% of the iceberg, isn't it? I don't want to start drama with the equally terrifying Minecraft community. I'll give him a B for block. There we go.
Just looking at this list is incredibly funny. I do find it funny that Snape is a D, but Red M&M is an F. I would absolutely switch those out. Liam might be an F too. When I thought Charlie is so cool, like, which if you don't know him, like, we grew up in very different times. But yeah, if you do know him, I screamed. I love Charlie is so cool, like, and I'm happy that Dan was like, yeah, no, he's terrific. But a C? A C? He gave his explanation as to why. Did I link the video? No, I didn't. Okay. So I'm linking the video. Because the explanation for most of these, like, look at this. Look at this. What is this? Like, I'm not even, the cartoon characters, fine. You know, growing up is weird. I do not have anything. This symbol?
Okay.
No way. Also, yeah, no, I think you have to watch the video. It's insane. All right. Oh, another MikeSmite. Because, oh shit. All right. So, he did the impossible and ranked the album covers. Okay. Ugh, I'm stupid. I can just read the title. Ranking 200 pop girl album covers. Parenthesis. Pain. And first of all, thank you for doing that for us. But also, you didn't have to do this. You didn't have to. Thank you though. And I just think he has something in his brain that I don't. Because some of the stuff. Right. Yeah, okay. Okay. So I don't know if I agree completely with this. I would have to sit down with each one of them. And like that's the thing. I feel like I have a a clean perspective because I'm not that big into pop music. I'm not that big into music in general, which is an insane thing to say. I am fully aware. But I had the same taste in music since I was like 13, 12, which is, and it's yeah, no, it's definitely something I have done. No one asked me to do that, and I did it. But I don't know. I don't know. He has something in his brain that I don't. Anyway, because some of this stuff, I wouldn't put this that high up. Anyway, I'm just saying my subjective opinion. If you want to have a subjective opinion, go watch the video. Ooh, I'm calling myself out here. Why? Why do I start everything with ooh? I feel like, I don't know. Ooh, when parents are like at the dessert table and go like, ooh. Yeah, that's me. Okay, so the wild stories of historical gay nuns. So, this is kind of funny to me because for the longest time, uh, I'm a gay. I like women, and for the longest time, I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna join the convent because that's what people do when they're gay. And then I realized I don't have to do that, which was a great day for me. Great day for me, bad day for gay nuns. And she goes into the history of a couple gay nuns, which terrific. We love history. We love gay nuns. We love learning about the history of gay nuns. And it's a nice video to have on and suddenly be scandalized by. uh, nice video, good video. Good. Oh, this is Strange Eons. She does a lot of cool stuff. Next video. Ooh, I gotta stop. Someone has to stop me. I can't keep doing this. So this is one of the favorites, Rachel Maxie. I keep thinking that I'm saying her name wrong, but I maybe not. Okay, this is the video. And the video is I made a mouse house and it's a hobbit hole. Hehe. And it looks super cute. I understand the appeal, but I don't know if I could ever because then I would feel like I have to clean the little mouse house. Otherwise, it'll get dirty. And but look at the frame. Look at the frame. And she goes over a bunch of tiny furniture that she bought for this. Honestly, the process looks like a lot of fun. Uh, that's also the thing. She lives in the US where the walls are made of cardboard. So you can just cut a hole in them. No problem. Easy peasy. I do not live in a place like that. This is a hard brick wall that I would have to make a hole in, which I'm not particularly interested in. I think it's going to be more trouble than it's worth. But the little house, it's adorable. I wish I could live there. Look at the little cheese, or is it bread? I don't know. It's adorable. I love it. Okay, one of the favorites, Swell Entertainment. This is Amanda. And we're getting the link in. Okay, so she is talking about something that I was like kind of aware of, mostly not aware of, which is the Bridgerton musical. So I haven't watched Bridgerton. It seems like fun. It does, don't get me wrong, but uh, sometimes I label stuff as heterosexual nonsense, and I feel like the storylines for Bridgerton are a bit of heterosexual nonsense for me. Uh, it seems like a fun time, I'm not gonna lie, but it also might not be up my alley. But she is talking about the Bridgerton musical, which I kind of knew about in the same way that I kind of knew about all the other unofficial musicals going on out there. But I did not know that there is currently a lawsuit going on. Well, it's starting. And she makes the argument that, and I agree with this, that however this lawsuit goes, it's going to be a bad news. Because basically, these two people are made a full musical based on the Bridgerton. I cannot say this. Bridgerton, okay. Bridgerton Netflix series. They based the musical on that. And so uh, they did that without permission. And, you know, people are very protective of their copyrights and stuff. And the argument here could be like, oh no, we did a transformative thing. We created a musical based on that, but it's like transformative. And, you know, if Netflix wins the lawsuit and it's like, it's gonna be bad for fan works of all kind because it sets a precedent that, you know, you can be sued if the work does not meet a certain requirement of transformative enough. And, you know, that could be misused later on by, you know, bad actors to take down stuff that they don't agree with. But if the musical wins, that would mean that people do not have the rights to the thing that they made. Like, if you wrote a book, someone could make a movie out of it without having your permission at all. So it's a lose-lose situation. So it's an interesting video. She breaks it down better than I do. But it's, you know, worth a watch. I'm freezing, by the way. Okay. So, I didn't say ooh. So, this, I'm gonna let him speak for himself. This is Churchills Productions.
Hey gang, so I decided it would be really funny if I ranked the Star Wars movies in every possible way, except for actually as movies. I already ranked the scores of the 9.
Okay. I find that hilarious. I think that nothing could be funnier than ranking a bunch of stuff, but not in the way that you should be ranking it. And oh, let me put the link. So this is all, of course, this guy's personal opinion. I do not have a strong opinion. I have seen 2 Star Wars movies, and it's not the ones that people think you should watch. It's, I don't know if I said which ones I've seen before. I'm not gonna say it. You know, it's up to you to figure it out. But ranking the Star Wars opening crawls, smart. You know, it's out there, but it's interesting. I would like to hear more about that, and I did. Um, I don't know if I agree with the ranking because, like I said, I haven't seen the movies, but he makes good arguments in any case. So it's a video worth watching for me. Okay. So you see, I switched from ooh to okay. So this is McCara Tours. She does terrific stuff. I highly recommend. If you like kind of insane sewing stuff, making outfits and things, this is her making the Barbie movie wardrobe, not wardrobe, but this outfit for her and her fiance, you know, dressed up as Barbie and Ken. And it's an insane process through and through. But I think that she did a terrific job, and I highly recommend the video. Did I? Yeah, I did link it. Okay. Yeah, no, it's a fun process. She did a terrific job recreating the photos that we have from this look. And I love the cowboy hats. I think a cowboy aesthetic can be very, very fun. Okay, so this is a weird video to just put on mute. Uh, but it's by Bro de Chanel, and it's Spring Breakers and the end of Indie Sleaze. And other of other than talking about the movie Spring Breakers, which seems like an interesting watch. Uh, yeah, she talks about the movie, but also what it means in the scope of cinema. This is such a weird way to say what I'm trying to say, but she does a good job of deconstructing kind of the aesthetic of the movie, which is what she calls indie sleaze. And uh, it's good to have a word for that kind of aesthetic because I feel like we encounter it so much, but well, not necessarily anymore. But we used to encounter it so much, and it's nice to have like a word to describe it. Um, but yeah, it's an interesting video. I've noticed. No, 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 no. I was gonna say like most of the videos are over half an hour, but that's a lie because I had a couple short ones too. Okay, I really switched the ooh for the okay, but uh, this is from Lola Sebastian. I love her work. She is fairly like new to the whole scene, but she does very thoughtful uh like very thoughtful uh analysis of stuff. Like it's very, I don't know, I like her way of analyzing things, and she has a very interesting uh what's the word, perspective on a lot of things, because I'm not a very last year academic kind of person. I think that I should be, but I'm not. Um, and she has a very, sorry, I was drinking tea so this wouldn't happen, but she has a very interesting way of looking at stuff. And this is about James Franco versus literature, which is a big claim to make right at the beginning. Just James Franco, one dude against the whole of literature. But you know, it is what it is. Did I link it? Yeah. Uh, Also, we love another girl that has a very sweet voice. Uh, but yeah, this one's kind of long. I recommend it still. It's very, because I didn't really have an opinion on James Franco. I thought that's a guy. And I still think that, but now I have deeper opinions about this guy. All right, so, okay, this is not a new video. Usually, usually I try to get some good new videos. This one is from 2 years ago, almost to the week. Uh, this is Jenny Nicholson and her video Spider Quest, the quest for a man-sized spider. And it's about her finding and going to buy the biggest spider stuffed animal that she could get. And as you can see from this like frame, it's basically as big as her. And she is so happy. It's a whole adventure. Highly recommend the video if you enjoy just a lovely little trip. It's a cross country trip, which is lovely. I think it's amazing. Okay, so I gotta stop saying okay. Wow. I really am the person that only says two things. I can either go ooh or okay. So this is Jacob Geller. He does a lot of very interesting stuff. I love his tone. He's always very calm and collected, which I find very what's the word? Calming. That's it. But he talks about interesting subject matter, and this video is about gross games about flesh and stuff. And I, it's funny because I do not enjoy gory films, and I do not enjoy, like, when we talk about video games, I do not enjoy, like, shooters. But the games that he talks about, I have known about. Well, the first one I didn't, but the second one I've known about, and it's it's gross, and I love it. I kind of love when games are gross, when they make you experience gross stuff in order to continue with the story. He talked about something in a previous video about how with video games or movies, you have the ultimate save word, which is you can just turn it off. And, you know, I find that in video games, it's easier for me to make use of that, I guess. With movies, I don't know. I do not get to decide how this thing goes in any way, shape, or form. You either choose to go along for the ride or to not go along for the ride. And so, uh, I think with video games, you kind of, the idea of having more of a choice makes it easier to go, this is really gross, I'm gonna do it. And I mean gross in the guts kind of way, not in the morally wrong kind of way. But yeah, no, gross games. I love it. All right, and last video. Ooh, subject. I went back to the ooh. But yeah, subjectivity in art. So, this is by CJ the X. Um, he has a very interesting manner of speaking that I wish I could emulate because it's very, whether it is or not, it feels very stream of consciousness and it feels very energetic in a way that I've never felt. Uh, but I would love to have that in me. And the sub the yeah the subject of subjectivity in art is something that it doesn't really matter what you're talking about. It's always such a hard conversation to have because how do you go about saying, like, separating subjectivity from objectivity and then uh, like applying that to anything? It can be a poem, it can be a video game, it can be anything. How do you apply like subjectivity or objectivity? It's and he makes a very, this is one of those videos that several times I had to pause it and just sit with the idea for a second and be like, okay, let's explore, what does that mean to me? And it's a great video, highly recommend. This one is one of the longer ones too. It's an hour and a half. I'm not even done with it yet. That's the thing. I usually try to finish a video before I recommend it on the stream. But I was like, no, I'm not done with this one yet, but people deserve to watch it. But yeah, this is what I have for you this week. And thank you for being here. And I'll see you. Wait, let me go to thing. Hello. I'm sorry, I have one screen here, and the camera's here. My arm looks so long. What the fuck? These are the thoughts that I have in my head and somehow think that I have to communicate them. So, this is it for today. Let's see if there's anyone to raid. I don't think anyone's on. Nope. No, no, no. Uh, I do have the problem that whenever I'm not speaking, my brain just kind of turns off. My brain turns off a lot. But yeah. Uh, oh yeah, I had the problem that for the longest time, whenever I was not actively thinking about something, my brain would just go into the fucking Tetris song, just na 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 na. Very, very, very annoying, if I do say so myself. But you know, it is what it is. Sure. I'm choosing someone to raid because, you know, that's a cute thing to do. That's a nice thing to do. All right. Oh, I'm an idiot. Hello. So that's gonna be it for me. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you next week. All right. Bye. Okay, I'm gonna look at you. Bye. I gotta say bye, and then I'm gonna turn here, and I'm going to wait. All right, I'm sending you over.
Chat, you can hear me? I would prefer the interviews to just like not.
All right, I'm stupid. Bye, 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 bye.